Will Smith has been an A-list celebrity for decades, from Fresh Prince to music to blockbuster hit films. There's no doubt he's a talented man. Over the years, his controversies seem to have taken a backseat to his successes, so let's take a look at those. Welcome back to Beyond the Screen. Today we're counting down the top 10 ways Will Smith destroyed his career. Are you a fan? Make sure you leave your thoughts on Will Smith in the comments below. At number 10, the slap. Regardless of how people saw him before, at the 2022 Oscars, we got to see a side of Smith that we normally don't, and it was not a good side for him to show off. By now, I think we all know exactly what happened at the award show last year. Host of the show Chris Rock made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith looking like G.I. Jane due to her being bald. After making the joke, most of the audience, including Will, laughed, but Jada rolled her eyes, kicking Smith's protective mode into gear. Next thing viewers know, Smith is up and storming the stage, slapping an unsuspecting Rock right in the face. Then Smith returned to his seat and yelled, "Keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth," twice. Rock was visibly shaken by Smith's reaction, as was everyone watching, but he laughed it off and kept going. Of course, the actor's actions did not come without consequences. Smith is now banned from attending the Oscars for a decade, and he resigned from the Academy. Smith could still win an Oscar, but he won't be able to accept the award himself. Truly an unforgettable moment at the award show, and truly a bad look for the actor. Number 9. Sharing marriage problems. Will married Jada Pinkett Smith back in 1997, and over the years their relationship seems to have been on public display. There have been plenty of rumors of both parties being unfaithful at one point in their marriage or another, but in 2020 they were forced to clear things up. In July, singer August Alsina revealed in an interview on The Breakfast Club and alleged that he had a relationship with Jada a few years ago with Will Smith's blessing. He said, "I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation. Due to the transformation from their marriage to life partnership that they have spoken about several times and not involving romanticism, he gave me his blessing." The singer also admitted to giving himself to the relationship for years of his life, confessing to have really deeply loved her. Initially, Jada denied the claims that they had been together, as she would be admitting to cheating on her marriage. After denying it, they did a red table talk where they explained that they had actually separated. Jada referred to the relationship as an entanglement, and this episode is also when they revealed they were in an open relationship, clearing things up to hopefully prevent future rumors. At number 8, Margot Robbie rumors. In 2013, rumors began to go around that Will Smith had an affair with his Focus co-star Margot Robbie. At the time, neither Will nor his wife Jada had talked about being in an open relationship, so as soon as people had a hunch that the co-stars were getting flirty, the rumor mill was working overtime. They started after the two posed for a photograph, lifting up their shirts pretending to flash the camera. The photos appeared to be goofy and flirty, and people were suspicious. Robbie also made a comment about the actor's breath, aka when they had to kiss, saying he's got really lovely breath spray, also leading fans to thinking she was being flirty. Of course, Robbie and Smith denied the rumors, but people weren't convinced, especially seeing how it seemingly took a toll on Jada and their marriage. Apparently at the time, Jada was insecure about their flirty relationship, and this is what kick-started trouble in their relationship. Later, during a red table talk, Jada seemingly confirmed people's theories when she revealed that she harbored a racial bias towards white women with blonde hair. She said, "I have to admit I'm guilty to that to a certain degree, because I do have my own biases, specifically to blonde women. Blonde hair on white women just triggers me." She claimed it was due to being bullied by girls like that in school, but people prefer to believe that she was talking about Robbie. At number 7, no punishment. The Smiths have always had a non-traditional parenting style, which has raised eyebrows over the years, but in 2013 they faced some backlash. Smith revealed that he and Jada didn't believe in punishing their children, Willow and Jaden. Speaking with Metro UK, he said, "We don't do punishment. The way that we deal with our kids is they are responsible for their lives. Our concept is, as young as possible, give them as much control over their lives as possible, and the concept of punishment, our experience has been, it has a little too much of a negative quality." Smith also said that they treat their children like equals, saying, "We respect our children the way we would respect any other person." Things like cleaning up their room. You would never tell a full-grown adult to clean their room, so we don't tell our kids to clean their rooms. Others might see their respect for their children as being a little too lenient and maybe lacking in teaching the children discipline, including Jada's mother, Adrian. During a red table talk in 2018, she admitted that she thinks Jada and Will give their children too much freedom, telling her grandchildren that they had too much say in their own lives. At number 6, After Earth. One of the actor's self-admitted biggest mistakes for his career was doing the movie After Earth with his son, Jaden. People were excited for the movie to come out in 2013, as this would have been the first time that we would be seeing the father-son duo share the screen since The Pursuit of Happiness. Unfortunately, it did not end up being received quite the same. In his his memoir Will, he wrote, "After Earth was an abysmal box office and critical failure, and what's worse is that Jaden took the hit. Apparently the press was vicious towards Jaden, and Smith wrote, I'd coached him into the worst public mauling he'd ever experienced. So not only was the movie a big failure, it also led people to think the reason for that was none other than Jaden himself." Smith also talked about how he could tell his son felt betrayed and lost his trust in leadership. At 15, Jaden even brought up becoming an emancipated minor, which Smith says, "When Jaden asked about being an emancipated minor, my heart shattered. He ultimately decided against it, but it sucked to feel like you've hurt your kids." The movie ended up receiving an 11% on Rotten Tomatoes, and critics tore the movie to shreds, making it one of the worst reviewed Will Smith movies to date. At number 5, Aunt Viv drama. Will Smith previously had a bit of a feud with his Fresh Prince of Bel-Air co-star Janet Hubert, who played Aunt Viv originally on the show. At the end of season 3, her character was taken over by Daphne Maxwell Reid. Following her departure, Smith gave the reason that she was difficult to work with, but there was more to the story. Truth is that Hubert had been pregnant and experiencing trouble at home, while also dealing with a young Smith who, according to her, had an issue with her not kissing up to him. To top it off, Hubert claimed that her salary was cut, forcing her to leave. When she did, Smith said in an interview, "I can straight up say that Janet Hubert wanted the show to be the Aunt Viv of Bel-Air show. She's basically gone from $250,000 a year to nothing." When asked about a reunion, Hubert said, "The reunion thing will never happen in my lifetime unless there is an apology," which he doesn't know the word. Eventually though, they did sit down with her explaining, "I lost everything. Reputation is everything. Calling a black woman difficult in Hollywood is the kiss of death." In the end, Smith was apologetic, but being young with money and fame like he had ended up being a dangerous combination. At number 4, Scientology rumors. Both Will and Jada Smith are believed to be connected to Scientology. In 2011, Smith told Men's Vogue, "I've studied Buddhism and Hinduism, and I've studied Scientology through Tom Cruise, and nobody's saying anything different." These comments earned him a good deal of backlash, especially after he claimed that 98% of the principles are identical to the principles of the Bible. In late 2018, he said that they have never been Scientologists during a Red Table Talk, but that they have also been tied to a school which was a front for teaching Scientology. The New Village Leadership Academy started as a homeschooling operation in one of the Smiths' vacant mansions in 2007. Between 20 and 30 children were educated inside Will and Jada's home before they opened a school on the nearby campus of Indian Hills High School. In an interview with The Sun, Associate Dean and Engineering Professor from California State, Dr. Jawad, who was also a guest robotics lecturer at NVLA for 2 years, claimed that the teachers at Smith School were put under pressure to include Scientology education models in their classroom. Jawad also claimed that many of the full-time staff were openly members of the church. He said Will and Jada may have denied it, but there was definitely a drastic tilt towards Scientology in that school. At number 3, lost it on a reporter. Back in 2012, Smith made headlines for slapping Ukrainian reporter Vitaly Sedgwick in the face. Smith was at the Men in Black 3 premiere in Moscow. In the video clip of the altercation, you can see Smith standing and answering questions to a crowd of reporters and cameras. When the actor's time is up with Sedgwick, he goes in for a hug, which Will enthusiastically accepts. Then the reporter, who is also known to be a prankster, did something that honestly has a good chance of getting you slapped most of the time. Sedgwick kissed Smith's cheek, then he went for another, and if Smith hadn't turned his head, I think he would have landed the second kiss on Smith's lips. Now, of course, kissing someone without their consent is not okay, but Smith decided to hit him. Initially, Smith pushed the reporter off of him, followed by asking him, "What the hell is your problem, buddy?" This is the point where it would make sense for the actor to just walk away and have someone remove the touchy reporter, but instead, Smith steps back to Sedgwick and slaps him on the cheek with the back of his hand. The reporter was definitely not right for what he did, but Smith also showed that in response to a problem, he's not afraid to lay his hands on someone. At number 2, leaving the Academy. When it comes to who wins at the Academy Awards, all the decisions are left up to the Academy of Motion Pictures and Sciences. The Academy's corporate management and general policies are overseen by a board of governors, which includes representatives from each of the craft branches. To become a member, it's not just a simple application, there are lots of requirements and rules before you can be considered. Of course, with his long career, Smith had finally made his way to be able to be a part of the Academy and had the power to vote for Oscar winners. Unfortunately, he threw the honor away last year after slapping Chris Rock in the face live on stage at the actual award show. Not the best look for anyone, but especially a respected Academy member. Of course, following the event, he received a hefty ban on attending the show, but along with that, he resigned as a member. He said, "I betrayed the trust of the Academy, so I'm resigning from membership in the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences and will accept any further consequences that the board deems appropriate. Losing his invite to the event and his voting privileges in one night was not good to his career. And at number 1, trouble with the law. The actor was arrested back in 1989 over an alleged vicious attack that took place in Philadelphia. According to the report, Smith, who was 20 at the time, was arguing with a man, which became physical, resulting in the man almost losing his sight in one eye. The man was record promoter William Hendrix, and it went down days before Smith received his first Grammy. When all was said and done, Hendrix was left needing 6 stitches after fracturing his left eye orbit in the fight. At the time, sources told the National Enquirer that Will had to spend the night in the cell at the West Philadelphia police station, with other inmates waking him up all night to ask for an autograph. I know a lot of people are young and dumb and make mistakes, but it's clear that Smith has been turning to violence as the solution for his anger for a long time. The slap may have been the first time he hit another person live on TV, but it's definitely not the first time he got in trouble for hitting a person. At the time of his arrest, he faced charges for aggravated attack, criminal conspiracy, and recklessly endangering another person. In the end, the charges were later dismissed, but charged or not, he still used violence as a solution. Thank you for watching BTS. That was the top 10 ways Will Smith destroyed his career. Did I miss any controversies? Let me know which ones in the comments below. I've been your host for today, Maddie, and I'll catch you later.